Hey everyone, happy Wonderland Wednesday! We're back again for another episode of Inside's Alicyn's Wonderland. I'm your host, Alicyn Packard, and today our guest is Kimberly Brooks. Kimberly Brooks is an amazing goddess of a voice actress. She is one of the most hardworking and versatile voice actresses out there. We're so excited to have her on the show today. Kimberly and I first met doing a scene of a sitcom called Man with a Plan, and Kimberly was the GPS, I believe, and I played an annoying toy. So we got to act in the same scene together, and it was so much fun, and her energy is amazing. So I feel very lucky to have her on the show today. So I'm going to go ahead and add her. Hey, John. Hey, Frosty Blake. A couple new people. Spicy Dan, it's good to see you. Taylor. Jeff, always good to see you here. So I'm going to go ahead and add Miss, or Mrs. actually, I believe, Kimberly Brooks. Okay, let's see. Let's go back here. There we go. Go in. Wait for it.
You
There
are
she
adding.
is. Hi.
Hello. I don't.
It's so good.
It's so good to see you.
I see that you got the memo, the pink memo.
I did. Thank you very much.
That's amazing.
I know, and I was like, "What should I wear? Pink. Okay."
Yeah, I was totally feeling pink today too. So I don't know how we did, but
Well, it's amazing. You look gorgeous.
You
Thank
look gorgeous. Your hair. I love the color.
Thank you. I guess it's my pandemic color. I mean, color of the week. I'm always doing something crazy with it. I got a lot of, a little extra time to do stuff.
Yeah, and it's like much lower pressure because nobody's
Exactly.
at all.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm trying to position this thing. I do have one of those tripods, but I can't ever get it to work right. I don't know. This will be fine. How's this? Is this cool?
Yeah. I had one of those tripods, and every time I would put it up, it would just like fall over in the middle of an interview. So.
Mine too. It's very unstable. You would think with 3 legs it would be stable. It's weird. It's annoying.
It's so annoying.
Annoying.
Are you in your studio right now?
I am. I felt like it would be more professional if I did the interview from my studio. Because otherwise I might get confused because I have like all these Zoom cocktail hours, with drinking. I was like, then it doesn't feel quite as professional. So I thought, let's just keep it in the booth.
Yeah, you don't want to get confused and be like, Kimberly Brooks, social networker.
Exactly. Keep it professional.
Do you feel like you want to kind of scan or give us like a little mini tour of your booth? You can opt out of that if you.
Sure. I mean, there's not that much to see in my little mini booth. I've got my stand here.
Ooh.
My trusty bath mat that's sound absorbent. It's perfect.
Oh, fab.
But usually I have I don't have paper. This was for an audition I was doing, and my son wrote me some really funny lines for my ad libs, and they're really funny. And this usually I save a tree and I use my iPad. So that's what I usually do. And then I've got like a little over here. I've got a little mixer.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And then I use this Focusrite. I've got some of the characters I voiced. Can you see them in here?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, sorry, I don't know what my camera's doing. Okay.
Ooh, and Groovy Lava Lamp.
The Groovy Lava Lamp, yeah.
Gets you in the mood.
Ooh,
I see Bumblebee on the wall.
Yeah, so that's on the other side. There's glass here. That's the other side of this booth. And then, I never showed anyone my office before.
Ooh.
And then I have, I use ISDN sometimes, even though no one's using it anymore. And so I've got my little fancy station over here. And that's for when I do promo work.
Yeah.
And some stuff. I was just in this show, Hoops. Did anyone see that? I thought it was great. And then I've got this is all like I have the most awesome fan art of all time. And I have a wall that I put all my cool stuff up. and some other characters I voiced.
Is that Voltron? It's so funny because on
Yeah.
IGTV it always comes in like in the reverse. The good thing I can read backwards.
Okay, I know.
Oh, is that Doc McStuffins?
Yeah, I have a Doc McStuffins doll. I just think that's the coolest thing. Can you see it? Sorry, it's all. Ugh.
I can.
And then this is a show, the best show that never aired at Nickelodeon. It's gonna air though eventually. It's so great. It's got a great cast. It's called Wonder Park. Hopefully it'll air someday. But
oh my goodness, based on the movie Wonder Park, right?
Yeah, yeah. Oh,
which is the best movie of all time, right?
This is Tally from. This is old. This is from what is it called? Oh my God, why am I spacing out right now? Oh my God, why can't I think of the name of it? I'll think of it. I will think of it. I got too much stuff. Look, that's a really cool.
I'm sure one of your fans will maybe chime in.
Thank you. Sorry, okay. And then here's the DC superhero girls.
Yay!
There's Bumblebee.
Bumblebee, she is so cute.
Got some more fan art over here. Yeah, it's cool. I don't know. I love it. I think it's amazing. Oh, and this is a little Peabody Award.
Oh,
that's
tell us about that.
Doc McStuffins. Before they kill the parents off, which they do on every Disney show, the parents were very pivotal in this.
Yeah,
they were like, okay, we don't need the parents anymore. Let's send her to a make-believe world with no parents.
Oh, that was like season 3 or something.
Yeah, the usual. You know how
but grandma's there for some reason, right? Exactly. Grandma's always in the make-believe world.
Somehow grandma made it. Somehow grandma can.
It's like, I'll hide your secret from mom.
Your dumb parents are too dumb to know what's really going on. She's busy sticking to her dolls, but I'm like, whatever. Okay, that's how Disney do. That's how Disney do.
You know, it's much more heart-wrenching if the mom is not there, you know.
I know. Look at Bambi.
For something in the world.
Bambi, Nemo, all of them.
Oh my goodness, yeah. Bambi was definitely a traumatic experience when I was about 5 and went to the movie theater to watch my very first movie.
Oh my gosh, and you remember that? That's good.
I do. I remember the tears.
That was yeah, I don't know why. I don't think I saw that when I was little for some reason. I don't know why. My parents weren't that great about taking us to all the Disney movies, but later I saw it where I was more emotionally equipped to deal with it.
It's amazing because, you know, when I was doing some research, you have just done so many shows, and I'm so impressed with both the girth of your work and like the variety of your work. From stuff like Steven Universe, who you play Jasper, to Doc McStuffins, which is that that Disney preschool show that's just so heartwarming, and your voice.
It's such a great show. The music. Yeah.
My son loves that show. I actually showed him Steven Universe for the first time today, though. I was like, okay, honey, we're gonna watch this. I think you're ready for this now.
How was it? How did it go? Do you like it?
Oh, he was laughing out loud.
Okay.
I don't think he knew what he was laughing at, but it's just the comedy.
He gets it.
You know, they get it. Yeah.
Yeah. It hits on so many levels, that show. Mm-hmm. It's I don't know. It's amazing. I'm really lucky. I get to work on so many cool things. So,
but you're also extremely talented. So
thank you.
Timing,
thank you.
Luck, Kimberly Brooks,
back at
right
you.
In the middle. So I'm so curious. Now, I read that you grew up in Southern California, but I wasn't sure. Did you grow up in LA or whereabouts?
I grew up in the suburbs of LA, in Palos Verdes. I was actually there today visiting my mom. She still lives there. It was very isolated, and we never got to leave. But my high school was really good, and we had a really good drama program. And we had money, like the school district had money. I didn't have money, but they had money.
We got that Palos Verdes money.
We got that TV money. And so, like, for instance, we would have like full-on productions. And I was quite the thespian. And we did Sweeney Todd. And we got the chair that they had used in the Broadway show.
When it was
I know. So we had the chair, and we got to like slice people's necks, and they would shoot down under the stage. It was pretty cool. There's a mattress there. So I did a lot of theater. So that was my exposure to, acting. I also was already weird with my voices and doing weird stuff and playing with dolls and talking to myself a lot. And I was like way too old to be playing with Barbie dolls, but I loved it.
Define too old.
Oh my God. See, right? Thank you. I love that. You have that right now.
You're never too old for your Barbie.
You're never too old. But my friends, when I don't know, I can't remember, maybe like 7th grade or something. And they were like not into it anymore. And I'd like want to bring them to school and play. And they were like, I'm like, but I love making the voices and telling the stories. They weren't into it, but see, it paid off.
Yep. How's it going, friends? How's that job at Best Buy? No.
I know.
I'm super dissed to somebody that works at Best Buy.
I know. Best Buy's awesome.
To everyone that works at Best Buy.
Best Buy's awesome. Is fantastic. I have many a TV from Best Buy.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Gosh, so many shows. Mass Effects, Ashley Williams.
Good one.
A lot of fans from that.
A lot of fans. Great game. Just like it grew and grew, and it went on for years, and just awesome fandom. And I'm really bad at playing games, so I don't know. Like, people have, they tell me everything, the stories and how they killed me, and how like I'm a space racist, and how like I'm like, I am? How rude. But it's more fun to play those kind of characters, when I don't just want to play the goody two shoes princesses, So, but yeah, Mass Effect I got to go to London because of Mass Effect, because I was I was invited to a convention there, and the love was just so great. So we just did a Mass Effect, because there's N7's coming up. But anyway, we just did like a kind of a reunion thingy, podcast thingy. It was really cool. Yeah, it was cool.
Where can we hear it?
That's a good question. It was on, was that Nerds Vote?
I'll Google it.
Nerds Vote.
Nerds Vote. Oh, Nerds Vote. Yay! I said. So yeah, you do a ton of, or let's say before the global pandemic, you were doing tons of conventions, in-person appearances, and that sort of thing. How has COVID shifted that aspect of your work?
Oh, that's dead.
Yeah,
that's gone. I do things like this, and I'm doing, I think we're actually got something about it today coming up. We're having a oh God, I just realized it might be this coming weekend. I will let you know, and then you could do with the thing, because I'm really bad about social media, but there is going to be a little bit of a signing kind of thing with the cast of VOLTRON coming up really soon, like in a couple of weekends. I don't know the deets, but as soon as I do, I will post it.
Yeah, go ahead and send me the info, and I'll share it in my stories.
Thank
you.
For
anybody that is that was actually so 2 things. For anybody that's just tuning in, this show is called Alicyn's Wonderland. Every Wednesday, we interview people that work in animation and video games. So today's Kimberly Brooks. Things. If you guys have questions for Kimberly, that we can hopefully get to them at the end. So go ahead, and on the bottom of the screen, there's a little question mark. So go ahead and you can type your questions in there. Otherwise, if they're in the timeline, I might not see them. Oh my God, really? Yes. You were really good in Infinity Train. That's a fun thing. You were the
Thank you.
Were you the
I haven't seen that yet.
Oh,
yeah. I'll have to check it out. Thank you.
So yeah, because I feel like in-person events, fans can come and they can meet you, and
I love
get an autograph, get a picture, interact, and just have that human-to-human experience.
It's my favorite. I love it. I really do. I really do. You do too, right?
Yeah, definitely not as many conventions as you. I was checking out your agenda, although sadly it was like canceled, postponed, because of COVID. But it looked like some of them have gone digitally. Have you had experiences doing panels?
I've been lazy. I had a couple of invitations, and I don't know. I wasn't feeling it.
Yeah.
But now I'm going to do some of these other ones. And also I've been really busy. I feel like, I don't know what happened, but like voiceover just was like, everyone's doing voiceover now. So it's just, I've been busier than I was before COVID, which is weird.
It's sort of the only area that was working for a long time.
Yeah. I mean, it's really sad though, because there's so many areas in this industry of people that are just haven't been working because it's just shut down. But has it started up again? Are productions?
Yeah, there's a handful of shows that are back and shooting in a social distanced way, and it's interesting to hear. I have some friends that are working on different productions, and you start the morning off with your rapid COVID test, and everybody gets one, and if somebody tests positive, they depending upon if it's one or multiple people, they send everybody home, even if it's a false positive. So we're working in different times, the PPE and all that, but but we don't have to worry about that because we just recorded on a microphone.
I know. I'm like, no one's in here. There's no PPE. Like, it's just me. Me. I mean,
here's my PPE.
I know, right here. It's like sometimes,
yeah,
I don't want to have that mask on for too long. That mask is a little like, ooh, I'm
yeah.
like, needs to be let out. But
yes.
But yeah, I stay in my hovel. Like, I don't leave. I went to my mom's, but she's like, doesn't leave either. I hope people take it seriously though, because that's the only way it's going to ever end. It seems like it's never going to end because we can't get on the same page.
Yeah, it's definitely been a challenging year.
Beyond. That's a nice word for it.
Yeah. It's been an opportunity for growth.
Yeah, a learning moment.
It's been a learning
moment.
So, you went to school for musical theater.
Yes, I did. I was one of those people.
You mean the kind I love?
Yeah. Do you? The kind that sometimes we get put in the trash can and rolled down a hill. Those kinds.
Trash cans, trash bins.
That's what we do. We use it, then we use it, and then we go back in and scene, and we have our whole moment.
Yeah, really.
No, it was cool. I think it was cool to be in musical theater when I was in high school. I thought it was cool anyway. I just think it's funny that it has that reputation, but look at us.
What reputation?
Just
the only reputation I know is awesome.
Thank you. I agree.
Oh, well, okay. So one person, such man Jake, did have a question. Sorry, we're going a little out of order so where did you study at school, by the way?
Oh, I went to Cal State Long Beach.
Cal State Long Beach.
Long Beach in the house.
Hey.
The 49ers. We were the 49ers. I think that's funny.
Like the gold rush.
Like the gold rush.
I get it.
Exactly.
I get it.
That's where we were.
So I did have one question that such man Jake has, which was asking what it was like to work with Jennifer Hale and Jane Weedlin as the Hex Girls.
What?
Which, by the way, was my son and I's pandemic binge early on. Scooby Doo Mystery Inc.
That's good.
All day, every day. I mean, not all day.
I am so glad. That's really good to hear because I need to revisit those. That's good.
Oh, so good. I mean, it's like a teen drama and a cartoon. The comedy is so good.
And then when you get the Hex Girls, the Hex Girls throw in all their potions, and it's just a whole other thing. Although that was quite a controversial. I have to say, I did get a few. I saw a few fan feedbacks that were like, "Oh, they're practicing like devil worship or like I don't know." Yeah, black magic. I was like, no, it was like herbal tea, dude. It wasn't bad. It was good. It's like soothing.
That Scooby Doo got dark.
Yeah,
it got real dark. I was
definitely
like, I should not be showing this to my 4-year-old, but I can't stop watching.
You can't. It pulls you in, and you have to know who's under the mask.
Who's under the mask?
You have to know. You can't leave halfway. But yeah, what was it like working with them? The best. First of all, I love them both dearly. Jen Hale and I go way back. We've been working together for years.
Oh yeah.
Obviously, Mass Effect. She's the player. She's Shep, and we even have a little winky wink wink. And if you can choose that in Mass Effect, little that's what they call it. And well, so that's really great. But the best part, and this comes full circle back to my high school, the great high school with the chair from Sweeney Todd. We also had money to hire a band called the Go-Go's to play at our my senior dance or whatever it was.
What?
So Jane Whelan, who's one of the Go-Go's, she played at my high school, and she was like, she totally remembers that, gig, but she didn't remember me.
It was a high point. Yeah.
Specifically. Yeah, it was a high point. She was like, yeah, that was like our best gig ever, that high school dance.
She remembered you specifically too.
She remembered me. She was like, I remember you dance. I remember your big afro, and you were in the front, and you were dancing.
Let's go to the picture.
Let's go. I was a lot taller back then with the afro, but anyway, they were amazing. And what was great is I always loved the Go-Go sound, and she is a big part of, she's really good with harmonies, and
yeah.
So when we were recording our stuff, we sounded a little bit like the Go-Go's. So I felt like I was actually in the Go-Go's a little bit, once removed. But
do you think those songs, can I get them on Spotify? I should definitely check it out.
Like the I'm gonna cast my spell on you. You're gonna do what I want you to. That little number.
Yeah.
I think we cut an album. I think we cut an album back then, and it's somewhere out. You can find it. Clever people can find it.
Clever people. Somebody find it, and then I'll just share your story.
I don't have it, but if I wish I did.
Okay, guys, Lucifer's here. Lucifer's on this stream, by the way. So everybody be on your worst behavior. A lot of people are asking, who's your do you have a favorite role? I mean, it's kind of like asking which is your favorite child, right?
Like Sophie's Choice.
And you have two, right? So
I have two kids, and they're both. My daughter, she's a little mouthy. My son is a little bit more like, yeah, Mom, what do you need? So if I had to choose, probably pick him. But they're both cool. They're both. I'm just being honest. Honest.
The good son.
She would probably agree.
He's
yeah, no, it is a tough. I don't know how to pick a role. I'm so lucky. I love the Scooby Doo stuff because the first time I ever did it, they got everyone, all the original cast back. So it was like Mary Kay Bergman, rest in peace, may she rest in peace. And it was Casey Kasem, and all the OGs were there. So I just felt like this is history right now. This is I really felt like that. I think I made a call, and I was like, I don't know if there were cell phones back then, but somehow maybe I sent a text.
You asked to borrow a quarter, and then you went to the payphone.
I went to the payphone, and I placed the quarter in, and I said, and I dialed. It was disgusting. Think about how gross that was. We used to use payphones. Ew. I was watching that on Sex and the City the other night. I love watching reruns of Sex and the City. And Carrie just goes over and calls someone on a payphone, and I'm like, and she has her face all over it, and I'm like, ew. We used to do that, and we didn't even think about it. But anyway.
I thought you were going to say she did something else in the phone booth.
You probably did. Well, no, that would be Samantha. But no, she, so anyway, I made the call to someone saying, I'm making history right now because this is Scooby freaking Doo right here, folks. I grew up on this. And I noticed Tom and Jerry on what do you do on Tom and Jerry?
The new Tom and Jerry, I played Toodles, Tom's love interest.
Oh my God. That is so exciting. I may or may not have maybe been on one of those episodes that might be coming. Maybe. Yeah. May or may not.
I'm sure somebody on this I was going to call it Zoom, on this thread probably actually knows the answer to this too.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it may be something that hasn't happened yet. I don't know. I'm not sure, but I'm just saying. That's so cool. I want to watch that because for me, Tom and Jerry growing up, that was That was like my favorite. I loved,
Yeah.
I don't know why, so simplistic, but that's probably what I loved about it.
And universal, because pain is comedy and pain is funny. And like,
Pain.
you know, my son is just at that age too, where like physical humor will just LOL, which means laugh out loud. In case
I
you
love. That's
but
so.
Scoob,
That's the
that's
cutest
like,
thing.
I'm sorry.
How cute! No, I was just gonna say him finding his little sense of humor. How awesome is that? I love
Just like quick tangent. He like made like a little version of himself out of paper this morning, like, and then like he had his Zoom preschool and with his teacher, and then instead of sitting like in front of the computer, he just put the fake Bodhi up and was like, when she's like, Bodhi.
How adorable. I remember when my kids were cute and little like that.
How old are they now?
It goes really fast. They're people. They're full-on people. My son is 19.
Wow.
I know. He makes me feel so old. And my daughter's birthday is tomorrow, and she's turning 17.
Libra. Yeah. Libra?
No,
Wait.
she's a Scorpio.
Scorpio. We're Scorpio now.
Very much a Scorpio. I told you about the lippy thing.
Talking. Yeah. What's your sign?
I'm a Leo. See,
You're a Leo. Of course you
are.
Leos and Libras. We're like this.
So much. I love Libras. You're very fair people.
It's balanced. Yes, we like the balance.
You're fair and balanced.
I
love it. See,
sorry.
we have the same color, everything. We did it all.
I know. So let's see. What character have you played that you relate to the most?
Ooh, tough. Probably the prostitute that I play on South Park. No, I'm kidding. I joke. I kid. She's way classier than I am. Her name is Classy from South Park, and
really?
I think that's one of my favorite characters to voice because it's nothing like me, and I don't even know where like I pulled that from.
Can we hear what she sounds like?
She's classy with an I. Her name is Classy with an I. It's like that. I don't know where she's not classy, but she's classy. So, no, who am I most like? Probably like boring old mom McStuffins. Kind of boring.
Everybody loves mom McStuffins.
She has a fun side. No, I don't know. I wish I was like Princess Allura. I mean, I guess I have that leadership thing. Like I can pull a team together, form a VOLTRON moment. I could do that, I guess. But they say, like, who was this? Matthew McConaughey. I've been hearing him a lot lately because of his book, which seems very fascinating. His interviews are very interesting. But he says that in every character he does, there's a little bit of him in every character. And I kind of believe that. So I think I can sort of connect with every character. Because I let's see. Well, not every character. Some are just, you know, like I'm like a bug or something. And I'm like, no, I'm nothing like that. But
it's my soul reflection.
Yeah. But I'm doing a show right now where I play a character that's kind of like myself. It's going to be a very big show. I wish I could say it. It's like probably going to be like on the level of Voltron or something like that.
Exciting.
It's one of those kind of things. And I play a young character who is young and, you know, but has a lot of strength and everything. But there's another version of herself that I also play that's like an older, wiser version. So it's really interesting because I do have to like find all that stuff within myself.
What's the age difference, the young and the old?
Really like old lady and youth kind of thing.
Wow.
Yeah, it's cool. So that's interesting. It's all the same person, but a different phase in your life.
It's like This Is Us.
Oh my God. I don't know why I can't get into that show. Every time I see the promos, and I do promos for NBC, so I shouldn't talk too loud, but I go, oh my God, it looks so sappy or something. And I was totally into 30 something. Like I loved it. I never missed an episode, but what is it? So what's so great about This Is Us? That's what
my husband's favorite show.
Okay. Wow. Is it, do you also enjoy it?
Yeah, I enjoy it, but it's drama.
It's drama.
Drama. I mean, it's such a feat of filmmaking. So that's what I really enjoy about it. And the
Okay,
actors are so solid. But yeah, you got to really,
I'll
I
check
think
it out.
sometimes at the end of the day, I don't have it in me for all the crying and
That's
tears,
what I
but
mean. That's what I mean. It's like an investment. It's an emotional investment. Sometimes
yeah,
I just want to like have a cocktail with Samantha and the girls, you know?
I got to listen to my whole family's drama. Like,
Yes, exactly. Don't we have enough drama in our lives?
well, right now we do, but I
I
think
know
that
everyone does. There's no
everyone
escaping
does.
the drama. The best thing that Obama said was like this image that he had of like back in the day before we thought about politics every single day. Remember those times when you just like
No,
went about your life and you didn't really care what was going on that much? Like maybe every few months something would come up, but I miss that. I
my
really
theory on that though was it was when the internet was new and it was just a bunch of weirdos on it. We just had fun and we posted like silly
goofy
cat
stuff.
memes.
Yeah.
And then,
No,
the
it's
rest
not
of
that.
the world got on it and they want to talk about serious stuff. So,
Yes, and they want to ruin everything. Yes, I know. I know what you're saying. I feel the same way.
I'm like, that's the weirdos need our venue. We need a new social platform.
I agree. I know.
Um,
Something's got to give.
somebody's got to give. Jeff asked what it was like to be a student of Mary Kay Bergman. So, did you study with Mary Kay?
I did.
Oh, wow.
She's awesome. She was
Yeah.
like ridiculously talented.
Yeah.
Very nice, gracious person. I was so intimidated to and because she was in that, like for instance, Scooby Doo, and in that session I was talking about where they brought everyone back and Casey Kasem, and I was like, she seems so like dainty and feminine and just so lovely.
Mm-hmm.
And then she would just be like, obviously on South Park, like the raunchiest, and she did this. And you just would never expect it to come out of her. So talented, just on a dime, she could just do all of these different characters, and it was amazing. I learned so much in her class, and that was only like a 6-week class. But luckily I got to actually work with her, and that was another whole lesson unto itself. Yeah, she's amazing.
Is there anything you do for ongoing, like self-development, whether for voiceover or any other things that you were just like you're living your life now, like you're in the pocket, you know?
Yeah, I'm just kind of doing that. I'm just living my life.
Yeah.
Trying to live my best life. My friends will
Mm-hmm.
laugh at that because that's another thing that I roll my eyes at usually, but I think it's true. We do need to live our best lives. Yeah, I've been doing this a really long time. I was thinking
Yeah.
about that because someone was like, "What's some of the first things you worked on?" And I was like Rugrats, and
Mm-hmm. We're just
that's a
coming
long.
back.
That was a really long time ago. Like
The
stuff like,
first Rugrats?
yeah, the OG Rugrats. Yeah,
Wow.
yeah, that's
Kate
what I mean.
Clear helped, yeah,
I've
a
been
good
doing it a
friend of
long
mine.
time. I've been doing it a long time. So,
Wow. Yeah.
yeah. So yeah, I feel like I'm kind of I have to say though, and I said this too, I say it every day, I actually complain. The thing that I can't stand is constantly auditioning. And for those of you who want to get into voiceover, just know that it's mostly auditioning. Just know that.
Yeah.
You never, at least I don't know anyone who ever gets to a level where you don't really have to audition for. Everyone still kind of does, even the people that are just like gods in the voiceover world, gods and goddesses. And so it just gets very frustrating. So just that aspect of it, but also technically recording myself every day with just all the things that are coming through is really challenging. I just get
Yeah.
so, and I got spoiled because my really good friend Art Butler, who's who's also an amazing voiceover actor, but he's a director and he's a booth director, and he's like, I've been auditioning with him for more than 20 years. Like he
Yeah.
records me and directs me, and we're not doing it since the pandemic. And so I'm like, I miss his ear and I miss his suggestions, and mostly I miss him editing the thing and sending it off for me. But all of that,
Totally.
so that's one thing that I would feel like I'm not, when you said, are you in the pocket? I'm a little like out of, but when I do have the time and I spend the time, then my auditions are they're really more specific and they're a lot better. So
Yeah.
I don't know.
There's like a sweet spot of like it's like you're just your first take, I feel, is
Yes. How
the
many times?
instincts are all there and you're not overworking it. But then
Right.
sometimes some things warrant more backstory and imaging. And, it's like this fine line where because the script's right there, there's such an improvisational aspect, I think, to voice
Right.
acting.
Yeah.
Whereas like when I would, was doing more on camera or studying for that kind of thing, it's like, you got to memorize the lines. So then you have to memorize what comes after the line.
The
And you have to
line.
memorize the thought behind the line.
Yes.
And it takes a lot more time than just like
having your script right there and being able to just, yeah.
and that's
And even
sort of
that.
more natural, right? I mean, we don't think, I mean, sometimes we think about what we're going to say, but oftentimes we're just reacting to the moment.
Oh yeah. I mean, and you know what is really interesting is I have a very set way that I've been doing it, and I don't do on camera. So I think I've like fine-tuned the art of voiceover, like of, but I was also working on another cool show that I swear this is going to be my favorite. When someone asks me what is my favorite character, this is going to be it, but I can't talk about it. But people are going to go crazy. This is a different show. It's different. Okay. It's like whatever. But it was like real acting. Like it was one of those like you got to sink your teeth into it kind of moments. And I don't know. I just feel like the opportunities that come around to like really act like that are so, I don't know, few and far between. Wait, I kind of lost my train of thought. What was I saying before the act?
We were talking about the process of being in the pocket and audition technique.
Oh yeah, that's what. Thank you. So I'm working on the show. Thank you about that technique. So I have my technique down, and I have my little bag of tricks, and I know how to like. But I was working on this thing, and it was a couple of actors in it were more on-camera actors.
Mm-hmm.
And they were so good at really making the character their own and improvising and not just like kind of getting into the routine of like looking at the script and it just was a different approach. And I learned a lot. And it's actually, I've kind of stolen some of the like, just so like what's on the script is one thing. And then the director would ask them to do like 3 takes, like an ABC thing. Mm-hmm. And everyone was so different. And with a little improv that made it their own, which is not something I normally do that much in voiceover. I'm really kind of relying on the script. And I think that might be more of an on-camera thing. I don't know. But I've been using a lot more of that kind of technique, especially if they give you the opportunity to do a few takes of something. Mm-hmm. So it's just interesting to see that's one good thing about this COVID is a lot of my sessions we'll have like 6 or 7 actors on with the director and the producers and everything. So you can see other people really getting into their characters, and it's like a class, a master class.
A master class. Yeah. Hey, they should do one for voice acting. That would be fun.
Yeah.
You could
that would be great.
Any other tips or techniques that you like to use in your work? Is it physicalization or character essence lists or anything like that? A way to put you on the spot.
I'm like, I just wing it. I
read the words on the script.
I take the words and I say them from my mouth. I just have fun with the script. I feel like our job is to have fun and to just bring all of ourselves, but really we're trying to, mostly it's someone else's vision that we're trying to bring to life. And so I'm trying to honor what they want. That's how I approach it. But I think, and that's why I think I kind of sometimes have just like stick with the script and do this. And so I'm learning that a lot of times when they're open to you, they hire you for a reason and they want you to bring yourself to that character. So that's just I don't know, that's a little bit of a nuance that I'm sort of learning. But
Paul the Birder says, like a true legend.
Ah, thank you.
Let's go to the tape. Oh, yeah, this is a really good question. Somebody was hearing Greg Griffin, who's also a mother of three, talk about being a voiceover actor, now working from home, and
Hmm.
now doing virtual schooling with the kids. So, how has that? Your studio is part of your house. Your children live at home as well.
Yep, they're my daughter's a senior. My son is
Wow.
in college, and he was off to New York for his adventure, but now he's back because of COVID, and he's
Yeah.
just doing it online. And I love having him here, and it's great. And he's got quite a few friends. I mean, we live in Santa Monica. Come on, it's like this is great. He's got
It
quite a
doesn't.
few friends that are home, and he's still he's still in contact with, I don't know. So they're doing the best they can. My daughter's in high school, and they're just really good. I'm lucky. She just does not even want me in her room. She's like, Mom, like, I'm in class. So she's good. I'm not doing that. And I'm on like probably at least 4 shows with Gray right now. So
Yeah.
I feel like I see her on Zoom at least, I don't know, a few times a week. And
Her kids are younger too, though, so
exactly.
that requires more hand holding with the Zoom virtual
It's like
classes and stuff.
I pity the mom with the kids right now that have to do the homeschooling, because it's just, I don't know how I wouldn't be able to do it. I don't know. I would be like, it would be stressing me out. I already know. How are you doing it?
Well, for the most part, my son is back at preschool, but preschools have been back since the summer, but he's off. He's been off frequently because they're doing outdoor social distance classes. They're off this week. They've been off due to air quality. So just when you
Oh
think
yeah.
you're like, okay, I'm getting back into the swing of the new norm, then
Yeah.
something shakes it all up. Now I think I'm getting really good at handling earthquakes.
Oh my,
So I feel that
that's good though.
I definitely going to become more flexible if I don't become insane, or maybe like column A, column B.
Yeah, I think it's that what doesn't kill us makes us stronger kind of
What
situation.
doesn't kill us
Kill us
makes us
makes us
stronger.
stronger. Yes, that should be our theme song, because we're being asked. There's being a lot asked of us right now. Just
Humans.
And it's hard as humans and women. I'm sorry. Let's just put
Right.
it.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
we got a lot of responsibilities. I love it. I mean, we want to be equal. We want equality, but
Yeah.
I think we are doing more sometimes. I mean, I'm looking at my life. I work. I've got the
Hmm.
kids. It's a lot. There's a lot going on.
Yeah. And it's because we live in a world with 7 billion people, it's like there's not an easy answer about how to shift the power paradigm.
No,
I think
there's no answer. It's just like, it's unprecedented. I know that word is used a lot, but it is. We're just
it's so
living in
easy.
it. It's because it's true. Like
True.
this is when you need to use that word.
Yeah.
Other times they were wrong. Now this is really unprecedented.
2020, what a year.
But look
Yeah.
at LA. We got um, we got a couple of championships out of it, I guess, somehow. The Dodgers. Go
I
Dodgers.
can't believe it.
I know.
I
And the
know.
Lakers, minus the legend Kobe,
Yeah.
which was devastating too.
So
Devastating start to 2020.
What was this year?
Yeah, that
You
was in
should
the
have
beginning.
known.
I know, right? That's why 2020 really sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But we're seeing a lot of shifts too, with more and more people getting involved and feeling political, and the Black Lives Matter movement.
Yeah.
And we're seeing, I feel that there's been a big shift in terms of representation in
Oh,
voice
yeah.
acting. How do
Yeah.
you feel about that?
Well, I've
Obviously,
definitely noticed a lot more auditions and projects that have a lot bigger variety of characters, and they're
yeah,
just very specific about their, gender. It's open gender. There's not like a lot of non-binary characters. Just like there's so much improvement
yeah.
in opportunities for just representation. It's amazing. I mean, it's great. It's just it's I'm very optimistic, because that's what I love about the arts. We look at what's going on, and you're going to see it reflected in what we do, you know, and we're
Yeah.
not going to move slowly like the politicians do. We're going to do it in our art, and you're going to see it represented. And I'm really proud of like so many of the projects that I've been a part of and that are coming down the pipe. You know what I mean? Like I'm seeing the change rapidly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree. It's been, you know, so overnight, which is, I mean, not that there wasn't, you know, representation and all kinds of races represented, but now
Oh,
we're seeing so much more nuance as well.
oh, and just like taking responsibility and accountability. Like even what I just read the other day about Disney now changing their disclaimer at the beginning, a lot of their movies like that have, you know, misrepresented or poorly represented minorities,
I
women,
didn't know that.
you know. Oh yeah, I just read that, like I
Aladdin.
think it was yesterday I just read that article. It was like
Wow.
it was, I think specifically, or they're talking about, I don't know if it's in Dumbo with the crows. Are the crows in Dumbo? People know this. Sorry, I can't remember. I'm gonna get confused,
People
but
would know. Feel free
the
to chime in.
crows, and they were like named after, one of them was like Jim Crow, and they had like white actors portraying black, like stereotypes, like almost like blackface, um, that sort of thing. And that's but then now they're putting the disclaimer and not just saying, oh, it may be a little offensive. They're like, no, we messed up. This is super racist.
Yeah.
And just know that we are definitely aware of it, and we're changing, and we don't agree, and all that kind of stuff. So I think that's really
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, and yeah, that is very interesting because I'm wanting to show my son some of the classics like Aladdin, and then I sit down and watch. I'm like, wow, Jasmine's very sexualized, and these Middle Eastern voice actors are voiced by white people, and
Yeah,
it just felt, you know, it was a fine line between wanting to share in, you know, that feeling of like showing him this for the first time, something that was very nostalgic to me, and then
right.
feeling like, oh God, how did I not see that? You know,
There's
in the
so many.
90s,
Yeah, that
so much
happens
things
quite
like
a
that.
bit. Yeah, when I look back on things that are like, you know, at the time you don't, but it just shows the progress we've made, you know, and
Yeah.
how now we're aware of these things, and you can't just get away with, um, you know, whatever, you know,
Yeah.
misrepresenting, appropriating, whatever we're doing, um, wrong. You can't get away
Mhm.
with it anymore, and we don't want to. And I'm glad, and people are fighting for this change. So I think it's just important.
Um, um, lot of questions about Steven Universe. I
Bring
know.
it.
Okay, Paul the Birder wants to know, how was when you were literally given every quartz part aside from amethyst and rose quartz, pink diamond.
Wait,
But
say
how
the
was?
question.
I guess the question is, how was it? How was it?
It
Paul,
was,
maybe with
oh,
it.
the pink diamond. It was a very powerful moment.
Yeah.
It was, I mean, it's a very pivotal moment.
Mm.
Um, I feel like I was hoping that, you know, there was a little bit of a redemption arc with Jasper, but I was kind of hoping, I don't know, spin off, some musical numbers in there.
I'm all for
But
that.
yeah, that was really fun. It's just fun to play that character, get to voice that character. And like I said, that was a very important show for so many people on so many levels. Yeah, it's great.
Very inclusive show too.
Very inclusive, the most inclusive. And with Rebecca Sugar, who is just a dreamboat. I
Yeah.
really respect and love everything that she does, and the music, and just her, you know, she's just a very gentle soul, and she's really wise. So that was just, it was fun. It was just great. And I didn't know, until, you know, what they did is they participated in Make-A-Wish because there was a fan who loved the show and loved Jasper, and she got picked by Make-A-Wish, and she came to Nickelodeon, and they asked me to come, and we went in the booth together and recorded the scene, and she got to meet like everybody. She got to meet all the artists, and it was just an amazing. They had like a pizza party at Nickelodeon. It was just so awesome.
That's
she was
amazing.
thrilled. And I discovered at that same time that Rebecca's real brother, Steven, the real guy who looks just like Steven, is actually an artist and a producer. And I met him there, and I was like, you're real. You're real. It was just the coolest thing. So
did he have like a gem in the middle of his tummy? Did you ask to see it?
I bet you he did. I didn't. I was too embarrassed, but I bet you he did.
Lifts it. It's not a belly button. It's just like
he just goes like this, and it's right there.
It's perfect. Do you see Superhero Girls season 2?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, it's on. It's on.
It's on, guys.
Yes, that's another great. See, that's another show I'm working with Gray on.
Yep. And my son also loves that show. I love that he loves that, like, gender is not a thing. He loves all the girls.
You told me that. I love that. I've heard that a lot, actually, from people that have little boys, and they just it's a great show.
It's a great show.
And you're not thinking about gender. It's just like, we're just awesome.
They're just awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, and Kari Waldron is on that, and I love her. She's so good. She's an amazing singer too. She and then Gray and Tara Strong and Nicole Sullivan, who's like the funniest person I've ever met in my life.
She does Supergirl so good.
She's so funny. She's just like, she plays, it's her. Like, that's what I mean. She's got that on-camera thing with the improv and the just no takes are exactly the same. Like, she does it, she just makes it her own, and she's so good. That's someone I learn from too all the time. All of them, they're all great.
Yeah. Well, I don't want to keep, I know it's been, we're coming up towards the end of the show.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you so much for coming. I know you have a million things you could do with your time and probably would love to be spending this time with your family or not.
I was gonna know, this is great. Thank you so much.
But it's been so great to chat with you.
You too.
Next week, we have Bill Farmer coming on, who is the voice of Goofy and Pluto. So hopefully you guys will tune in next week. I'm going to post the replay for this shortly after. So if you're tuning in late to Kimberly's interview, you can check it out on the replay. So you're amazing.
You're amazing.
You so much.
Thank you so much.
Yes, Amanda Reinda, she is involved in season 2 of DC Superhero Girls. We want to hopefully get her on the show too. So, all right, guys. Well, we'll see you next time. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.